we're in a digital revolution. It's the digital age, and we've come from, we all know that we've come from different ages, the Stone Age and the Industrial Revolution. Now we're in the digital age. The digital age is very exciting for us all, and something that we should really get involved with and accept and continue to explore and allow it to evolve. So in that digital age, we're actually, it's a very disruptive age and we have a disruptive screen media revolution going on. And so for me, social media is incredibly powerful. David's telling us that 6 years ago, social media peaked. Well, I'm not quite sure about that. Actually, social media is got a long way to go before we peak. And in fact, there's a huge amount of opportunities for everybody out there, particularly in marketing. And if I could give you, I also do short films as well as feature films, and I've just recently completed producing a short horror movie as well called Bushy, and we used a Facebook social group, which was perfect. It was for the first time I've used a group on Facebook, and we were able to keep all our communications in one little space. And so we promoted we were talking about makeup and wardrobe and prosthetics, and I even put the call sheet on the, which is what the information is about to happen on the shoot, on the page, or on this group, sorry. And so it was an incredibly powerful and valuable part of social media. So I'm very much really involving myself in social media and accepting it and really promoting it and engaging with it, which is the way to go, I believe.
Thank you, John. So a fair bit of the discussion today is probably going to be around how social media is being used to watch films, watch documentaries, watch shows, to promote them, to build audience, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to take a slightly different tack and talk a little bit about production and using the tools that we all have in our pocket, most of us, as a tool of production, because really filmmaking is, itself is hugely democratized now, and used the right way, these tools can be a form to avoid having to get financing, or not to be set back or have a barrier to wait for financing to make your film. You can go out and do it straight away. Pretty mentioned a couple of years ago, I did a fellowship looking at low budget, micro budget filmmaking, and when I arrived back into Australia, the first thing that I saw was this film by an American filmmaker called Sean Baker, called Tangerine, and they had a documentary-sized crew, 3 core people, shot on the streets of Los Angeles, in the LGBT community in Los Angeles, and that film went to Sundance and travelled all around the world. And for me, that was a real eye-opener that the technology in our pockets has become so good now. It still has limitations. It's not a Alexa $100,000 camera, but used the right way, it means anybody can be telling a story. And from a point of view of storytelling, that can only be a good thing, I think, creatively, that we're seeing new types of stories, that the cameras and the technology are getting into different communities and telling us stories from those communities, and in a less intimidating way, than going in with film trucks and crews. And so from a storytelling point of view, I think that's super exciting. But of course, making the film's only part of the battle. Finding the audience, getting the films out there is the whole other part of filmmaking. So just before I hand over the microphone, I'm curious to know whether there's any filmmakers or people that have thought, I'd like to make a film. Got a few? 1, 2, 3. That's amazing. Yeah. So, if you can be writing a script and getting funding and getting films made, great. But if not, grab your phone, talk to any of us here and start making a film. It's so possible these days. So.